Good morning everyone. This video is for ICSE chemistry regarding chapter number 4, mole concept and stoichiometry. From mole concept you need to pay attention on the definition of Gay-Lussac's law, which is in page number 71 in Virab Dalal's. Now after this the numericals can be asked to you on Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume of gases. Okay, then directly you can come to page number 78. Page number 78 you have two topics regarding the molecular weight, vapor density. What is the relation between vapor density and molecular weight, right? So remember here, you remember that vapor density is equal to mass of certain volume of a gas or vapor divided by the mass of same volume of hydrogen. On the basis of that they can ask you 1 mark numerical to calculate the vapor density. Very important topic. You can see in the specimen paper also there is a numerical based on the same concept. Okay, so page number 78, the first paragraph, last line, that is the vapor density's relation with the mass of volume of a gas, mass of a certain volume of a gas divided by the mass of same volume of hydrogen. So with this you can calculate the vapor density. And how vapor density is related to molecular weight? Vapor density is equal to 2 into vapor density is equal to molecular weight divided by 2. Okay, so that is how you can calculate the vapor density. Next you have molecular weight is equal to 2 into Vd, vapor density. This is one relation. Then next is the questions can be asked to you from percentage composition. Okay, directly come to page number 87. In between you do not have mole concepts, Avogadro number, these things are not there in your scope. Come to page number 87. Percentage composition based questions can be asked to you. They can ask you the percentage of water of crystallization also. And then you have the definition of empirical formula and molecular formula. What is the difference between these two? Empirical formula tells us that it is the formula which shows the simplest whole number ratio of atoms of every element in the given compound, whereas the molecular formula tells us the exact number of atoms of a particular element in a molecule. Like for example, if I am telling you the formula of glucose C6H12O6, so this is the molecular formula because it is telling you that you have 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen and 6 oxygen atom in its one unit, one formula unit. But if you write its empirical formula, you will write it in simplest ratio, so it will become C1H2O. CH2O. CH2O is the empirical formula, simplest ratio of glucose. Okay, in fact if you write the acetic acid CH3COOH, so how will you calculate its empirical formula? Condense all the oxygen together, so you will have in CH3COOH you have 2 carbon, so C2H4O2, and again if you write it in simplest formula it will become CH2O. So its empirical formula and the glucose empirical formula is exactly same. So we can say empirical formula of two compounds can be same, but molecular formula cannot be same for two compound. Okay, so empirical formula, because these type of things can be asked to you in terms of MCQ. So remember, empirical formula of two or more than two compounds can be same but not molecular formula. Next is, these are the topics which can be asked to you in terms of theory. Now numerical, definitely there will be a question in your question paper from the topic, the calculation of empirical formula. How to prepare this, how to solve the questions from empirical formula? Please draw a table. Okay, you need to draw a table. In this table, because there is a weightage for table, 1 mark will be for the format which you are following. Please, I notice that sometimes students do not draw the table. Please remember that you need to draw the table where you will make the column elements, percentage, atomic weight, relative number of atoms and simplest ratio. Okay, so that's how you will calculate. Remember, calculation should be in the last step. When you are calculating the relative number of atoms, the calculation should be up to 3 decimal places. Okay, up to 3 decimal places. If you are getting 1.2 or 1.3 or 1.4, or right, so then 1.3, 1.4 till there it can be considered at lower number 1. But if the number of relative number of atoms you are getting 1.5 or 1.5 onwards, like 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, that number you need to round it off by multiplying it by 2. Okay, so at this point you should remember that you need to calculate, the calculation should be up to 3 decimal places, and if you are getting any fractional value in decimal value, if it is 1 point less than 1.5, that it will be the previous number, but if it is more than 1.5 or more than that, then you need to convert that number into a whole number by multiplying it by 2. Okay, and when you are multiplying that number by 2, remember that is, suppose this is the percentage of your carbon, so then it should be multiplied, all the elements percentage should be multiplied by 2. Okay, so that is how you will calculate the empirical formula. The question can be asked to you, the calculate the molecular formula, and you know how to calculate if empirical formula